भगवते वासुदेवाय नारायणं नमस्कृत्य नरं चैव नरोत्तमं देवीं सरस्वतीं व्यासं ततो जयमुदीरये नष्टप्रायेषु भद्रेषु नित्यं भागवतसेवया भगवतेरुत्तमश्लोके भक्तिर्भवति नैष्टिकी मुखं करोति वाचालं पङ्गुं लङ्घयते गिरिं यत्कृपातमहं वन्दे श्रीगुरो दीनदारिणं परमानन्दमाधवं श्रीचैतन्य ईश्वर नमो विष्णुपादाय कृष्णप्रेष्ठाय भूतले श्रीमते भक्तिवेदान्त स्वामिनिधि नामिने नमस्ते सारस्वते देवे गौरवाणी प्रचारिणे निर्विशेषा शून्यवादी पाश्चात्यदेशधारिणे जय श्री कृष्ण चैतन्य प्रभु नित्यानंद श्री अद्वैत गदाधर श्रीवासदि भक्तवृंद हरे कृष्ण 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 हरे 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 राम 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 हरे हरे. So chapter 14 is about disappearance of Lord Krishna. Now let's see what happens. So we've gone through all this. Okay, so chapter summary is that the first 10 slokas is about Maharaj Yudhishthira suspects the disappearance of Lord Krishna. Okay, because a pure devotee, he can understand the signs, seeing the signs around and everything. And 11 to 20, the further bad omens is experienced by Maharaj Yudhishthira. Like he is feeling that the age of Kali have started and Krishna have disappeared. No, something, that feeling was coming. So and Arjuna appears. Okay, Arjuna comes back, and 25 to 33, Arjuna Yudhishthira inquires to Arjuna about the welfare of Yadus. He also asks about Krishna, and Yudhishthira Maharaj glorify Krishna and his influences in 34 to 38, and the last part 39 to 43, we'll see Yudhishthira inquires about Arjuna's welfare, also about Krishna, and then Arjuna keeps quiet. So Yudhishthira finally inquires about Lord Krishna's disappearance, because a pure devotee can sense it. No, Shunya idam jagat sarvam Govinda virahenave. When Chaitanya Mahaprabhu, when he was feeling the separation of Krishna as Radharani, and especially when he sees Jagannath, so he can sense it, like the Lord is with. And also Haridas Thakur, no? What was the last wish of Haridas Thakur? He had a wish, no? What was the last wish he had? Who knows? Haridas Thakur had a last wish.
But that has to leave his soul on the lap of
Yes.
Chaitanya Mahaprabhu.
Yeah, because Haridas Thakur could sense that Mahaprabhu will soon end his pastime. So Haridas Thakur says that also to Mahaprabhu, that I know soon you're going to end your pastime and go back. So I want to leave my body before you go, because a devotee cannot bear the separation. What is the greatest misery anybody can have? As answered by Ramananda Rai. Does anyone know? Ramananda Rai, Chaitanya Mahaprabhu asked this question to Ramananda Rai, and the Ramananda Rai replies. What is the answer? What is the greatest misery we can have? Krishna Bhakta Virahavina Dukkha Nehi Deki Para. So this comes in Madhya Leela. So he's asking, what is the greatest dukkha or greatest misery anybody can face? And Ramananda Rai, Chaitanya Mahaprabhu asked this to Ramananda Rai, and Ramananda replies, Chaitanya Charitamrita, Madhya Leela, chapter 8, verse 248. He says, Dukkha madhye kona dukkha haya guru tara. So Chaitanya Mahaprabhu is asking, Dukkha madhye, among all the dukkhas, kona dukkha haya guru tara, which is the greatest dukkha or misery? And Ramananda replies, Krishna bhakta virahavina, dukkha nahi deki para. Krishna bhakta virahavina, the separation from a pure devotee. The Chaitanya Mahaprabhu has appeared in a form of pure devotee. No, it's a devotee form. And Haridas Thakur is also a pure devotee, Brahma. And he is going to have the separation. So Krishna Bhakta Virahavina, the separation of a Krishna Bhakta, Dukkha Nehi Deki Para. When Srila Prabhupada left his body, the pujaris were in the Krishna Balaram temple and they were offering arti. So when Prabhupada left the body was taken to before going to Samadhi in a palanquin, like they tied the body, and it was taken to the temple for the final darshan, for the last departure. So the pujaris in the altar, they were not knowing that Prabhupada left the body, because they were inside doing arti. And after the arti, the pujari turns to the devotees and show them the charmer and all that. So when they turned, they saw Prabhupada in the palanquin, almost like gone, the soul departed. And the pujari, one of the pujaris, who was very, very dear to Prabhupada, he just collapsed. He just became unconscious in the temple hall, in the altar, and all of them had to run because he could not take that grief, that distress, that the thought that Prabhupada has left. Prabhupada never leaves. He's always in the book. He's always there. The physical body, I mean, in the Vapu Seva is gone. So that is the greatest separation somebody can have. And Prabhupada never felt separation from his spiritual master. And when Bhaktisiddhanta Saraswati Thakur's Samadhi was built, our Srila Prabhupada never went to the Samadhi, because he's like, only if my Guru Maharaj is not there, I have to go for the Samadhi. He's always with me through his instructions. So, but that viraha, Prabhupada says you will not feel any separation from Prabhupada if you are reading his book and associating with him through lectures. But today, every day, like I left in between hearing Srila Prabhupada's lecture, in between the car, the tapes goes. But then hearing half an hour was regular practice for me. And my mentor also told me, like every day you have to hear Prabhupada, hear Prabhupada, hear. She went on saying, then somehow something happened, but then again I started hearing, and Prabhupada talks to us. He really talks to us, and he when you feel that connection, no. Once one may so this translation I see read. So Mahaprabhu, Chaitanya Mahaprabhu asked, of all the kind of distress, what is the most painful? So Sri Ramananda replied, apart from separation from the devotee of Krishna, I know there is no other unbearable unhappiness. In the sense, apart from the separation of a devotee of Krishna. So the separation from a devotee is the greatest dukkha. So it's very important, okay, that we have association of devotees, because that is the greatest thing. So then once what happened, this might be pretty, okay. Yeah, so when you are in separation, then how do you overcome that separation? How can we
By
overcome?
by remembering the same person again and again is
Yes, in the sense trying to associate with that person. So we can associate through Vani. So once when my friend went to one of the great ISKCON temple, I don't know where this place, forgot. So it was a great good big temple, and it was a big murti of Srila Prabhupada. And she was hearing Prabhupada's lectures every day, and that day she had her earphones and Prabhupada's lecture going on. So she went, sat near the murti, and with the earphones, and she was just hearing, looking at Prabhupada. And it was like as if Prabhupada is talking. Then when she went to Vrindavan, it was Ekadashi. Every Ekadashi in Vrindavan is temple. I think even Mayapur, it's Prabhupada's lectures kept, always. And you know what they'll do? There's a big Prabhupada Murti, no, where the Guru Puja goes on. There they put the mic. And once when I went, I was shocked. I was like, in Vrindavan actually, like mic is kept to Srila Prabhupada. They give glasses to Prabhupada, they'll give a pen and the book, and like as if Prabhupada is there, and the mic is kept in front of the deity. And the lecture, the whole temple, loudly the lecture will go on, and as if like Prabhupada is personally sitting there and giving the lecture. So because Prabhupada says, even if I leave the body and go, if you keep playing the tapes, we keep hearing, that vibration continues. Okay, so we will not have that separation. So here disappearance of Krishna is having means the devotees like Yudhishthira Maharaj and Arjuna is having greatest separation, hearing about Krishna's departure. Okay, Srila Prabhupada Uvaja, greatness of Pandavas. Yeah, Shaleshwari Mataji, can you read?
Hare Krishna. Srila Prabhupada Uvaja, greatness of Pandavas. The Pandavas are most fortunate because, with all good luck, they were entirely dependent on the mercy of the Lord. In the material world, to be dependent on the mercy of someone else is the utmost sign of misfortune. But in the case of our transcendental relation with the Lord, it is the most fortunate case when we can live completely dependent on Him. The material disease is due to thinking of becoming independent of everything. But the cruel material nature does not allow us to become independent. The false attempt to become independent of the stringent laws of nature is known as the material advancement of experimental knowledge. The whole material world is moving on this false attempt of becoming independent of the laws of nature. Beginning from Ravana, who wanted to prepare a direct staircase to the planets of heaven, down to the present age, they are trying to overcome the laws of nature. They are trying now to approach a distant planetary system by electronic mechanical power. But the highest goal of human civilization is to work hard under the guidance of Lord and become completely dependent on Him. The highest achievement of perfect civilization is to work with the valor, but at the same time depend completely on the Lord. The Pandavas were the ideal executors of this standard.
Okay. Yeah, so we thinking that we can become independent is just a false attempt. Actually, we are dependent on Krishna. Today I was hearing Prabhupada. Prabhupada says this hand was given by Krishna, and if the hand undergo paralysis or a palsy, it cannot move anymore. That means what? Krishna has stopped sanctioning it. So Krishna has to sanction for whatever we do. So we should be very, very grateful every moment of our life. Every day we get up, we should be thankful to Krishna for giving one more day to serve him. So Prabhupada says if this hand is given to us by Krishna, it has to be used for Krishna. And if we use our senses in Krishna service, what is that called? Using using our senses in Krishna service is called as what? What is it called? Our senses are used in Krishna service. What is it called? When you engage your senses for Krishna service, it's called as what we are all doing. It's bhakti. Yeah, it's bhakti or devotional service. We are engaging our senses in Krishna service. If we engage our senses in our sense gratification, it is called as
Material enjoyment.
it's
Sense
Maya.
gratification.
Yeah, Prabhupada calls it Maya. It's Maya. Material enjoyment is nothing but Maya, being in the material world or in the material senses. So Rishikena Rishikesha Sevanam. So Prabhupada says, if you think that this senses is for sense enjoyment, then you are in Maya. But so Atmendriya Tripti Vancha Dharana Kam, that's lust. But Krishnendriya Tripti Vancha, like if you try to satisfy Krishna senses, Vava senses, that is prema, that is pure devotional service. So we think this material world is for us to enjoy. That is false. That is a great misfortune to think like that. So okay, so Maharaj now Suta Uvacha, it starts like that. Om Namo Bhagavate Vasudevaya. Suta Uvacha Samprashtite Dvarakayam Jishno Bandhu Didrikshaya Jantum Cha Punya Shlokasya Krishnasya Cha Visheshtitam. Sri Suta Goswami said Arjuna went to Dwaraka to see Lord Sri Krishna and other friends, and also to learn from the Lord of his next activities. So Arjuna, being a pure devotee and was always constant companion of Krishna, he wants to know where Krishna is going after that. So now Arjuna went to Dwaraka now, okay, to see Krishna and other friends, and that's why Yudhishthira Maharaj is inquiring from Arjuna, who came back, about the Yadu dynasty. Vyatita kadichin masas tadanaya tado Arjuna tadrsha kora rupani nimittani purudvaha. A few months passed and Arjuna did not return. So Maharaj Yudhishthira then began to observe some inauspicious omens which were fearful in themselves. So in the here it is said Maharaj Yudhishthira observed some discrepancy in the kingdom. So he was very anxious also because Arjuna was not coming back. If he gone to get the news of Krishna, he should have been back by now. And also there is no news about Dwaraka's well-being, what is happening in Dwaraka. So he suspected, those days no WhatsApp and all this, no. So the messenger has to come from that place in order to know something. So Yudhishthira suspected the disappearance of Lord Krishna because all the bad omens were also happening, fearful omens. So all bad things. The same thing experienced by Hiranyakshas and Hiranyakashipu's mother. Who is that? Who was Hiranyakshas and Hiranyakashipu's mother?
Didi.
Didi. Didi, no? Or Aditi?
Didi.
Didi. So Didi, when she was having Hiranyaksha and Hiranyakashipu in the womb for how many years?
100 years?
Yeah, 100 years. 100 years she held them in the womb because she knew that if these two, because later on she knew from Kashyapa Muni that she is going to have demons because she she united with him in a wrong time and the wrong place. So definitely it's going to be demons. And she was knowing even when during conception, she was knowing all the signs that was happening. So when Sachi Mata was pregnant with Nimai, there was a glow on her face, and all the Vaishnavas around used to go to their house with all groceries and so many things to supply. because that's a great, and then Sachimata and Jagannath Mishra understood that's a great soul in my womb. They understood it's going to be a great soul because that that thing will be there around. Now here, when Hiranyakashipu and Hiranyaksha was in the womb, she could understand bad omens happen. And 100 years she held them in the womb. After that she could not hold them, so she has to let them out. So here, when Krishna disappeared, the same, but Krishna appeared, what was the omens?
Actually, all those people went to sleep only, no?
Yeah, it was 12 o'clock. They all went to sleep, and it was Ashtami Rohini time, that Rohini. But then it was inauspicious time, but because Krishna was appearing, it became auspicious.
Very
And
good.
how Nimai, when he appeared, everyone was chanting
Same.
Hari Bol, Hari Bol. It was eclipse. Eclipse supposed to
It
be
was eclipse.
not a good time, no? Eclipse time, like we don't even cook, we don't eat, and we no. But then everyone were remembering Krishna. So Nimai, he was appearing only. He inaugurated the congregational chanting of Hare Krishna or Hari Bol. Everyone were chanting Hari Bol. So this is what, when Lord appears, all good auspicious signs. But the Lord disappears, then what happens? Kali, symptoms of Kali will start. So Yudhishthira Maharaj, because Arjuna had gone to inquire about Krishna, and he is not back yet, and so many all fearful omens were happening, all the bad things were coming. So he has suspected the disappearance of Lord Krishna, and otherwise there would have been no possibility of this fearful omens. So in the, this is what Prabhupada says in the purport, that a pure devotee, he can understand. Okay. So Maharaj Yudhishthira was a pure devotee, and he knew what is going to happen, and therefore the personal presence of Lord on the earth, because if the Lord is in the earth, there will be peace, prosperity, religion, knowledge, everything prevails. But then what happens when the sun set? All the demons will come up, like all the thief and all, they work during the night when the sun is not there. But when the sun comes, they hide. So similarly, when Krishna disappears, then all the demonic things comes up. So he suspected. So why was this very surprising for Maharaj Yudhishthir, that all this, that Arjuna
Because
not come? Yes,
bec-
Mataji?
because he was having a doubt that no, Krishna had disappeared from
Yes.
earthly planet.
Yeah, so he had a doubt also, and also Maharaj Yudhishthira, after being enlightened by what was spoken by Bhishma Deva and Lord Krishna, the infallible, engaged himself in the matters of perfect knowledge, because of all his givings were eradicated. Thus he ruled over the earth and seas, and was followed by his younger brother. So he was enlightened by Bhishma Deva, so he was knowing what was happening, and because Krishna have sent the Yudhishthira Maharaj to Bhishma Dev, he was knowing, he was having a lot of perfect knowledge. So all the signs, no, he made him understand that Krishna is going to disappear. Kalasya chagatim raudram viparyastrastu dharmina papiyasim rinam vartam krodha lopa Pradatmanam. So he saw the direction of the eternal time had changed, and this was very fearful. There was disruption in the seasonal regularities. The people in general had become very greedy, angry, deceitful, and he also saw that they were adopting foul means of livelihood. So all the symptoms of Kali have started: greed, anger, deceitful. So Prabhupada says a man become too greedy for wealth and power when he has no higher objectives in life. We think that this earthly life of few years is all in all. Today I was hearing a shocking experience, like a devotee's, not a devotee, a non-devotee's father. He was very very rich. Okay, he had a lot of business. So when he retired, he had lot of savings, and he was scared to put in the bank also. He was thinking that what if the bank gets robbed, or so many things. He was so attached to money, money, money. In his house there was a big locker. It really happened. And there was like piles of money. And what his main business is, every day after retirement, 2 hours he takes to count these notes. Once they count and keep, that's enough, no? But every day he counts, because he can't even trust. And the key of that shelf he keeps with himself. He don't even give it to anybody. But still he is feeling that, oh, what if somebody have taken 1 rupee from that? So much attached to money, that one day he was counting. Every day he counts for 2 hours and just note it down. So how much lakhs or crores of rupees he would be having to count for 2 hours. And then one day, when he was counting, he felt some kind of uneasiness. He was feeling some kind of a pain in the chest. So he was sweating and all. So he went out and called his wife and children, and he said, I'm feeling so uneasy. So they said, oh, we'll go to the hospital. He said, no, no, no. I'll take some rest, I'll be okay. So he went back to his room, locked it, and instead of taking rest again, he was counting that money. He thought he'll finish counting. uh, After it takes 2 hours for counting, but after 3 hours also he was not coming out. So that they were always suspicious. What is happening? So they somehow have to break open the door and saw he was having money in both the hands on the bed. He was less lying. He already passed, like his soul had left the body. Just imagine in between the so much. So what was his thought at the time of leaving? No, Antakalishamameva, Yamyamba Pismanbava Tachundande Kalera. So what is he going to? Sometimes it is said he might even take birth as a cockroach in that shelf where there's so much money. He won't even get a human form because so attached to money, money, money. Sometimes, so one Prabhu who was into all these business things and was so attached to money, but later he came to Krishna consciousness and became a great devotee. He was saying, money can't buy any happiness. Money can't take you anywhere. And whatever crores of rupees you make in this life, next life you have to start with zero bank balance. Nothing is going to stay. But he said, if this money is used for Krishna service, in devotional service, that has value, or that is the right cause of using it. Because anyway, Mrityu Sarvaharasya, death will take everything. But then how much attached, no, people are to money. So ignorance is a cause for all the anomalies in human society, and to remove the ignorance, especially in the age of degradation Kali, the powerful sun is there to distribute light in the shape of Srimad Bhagavatam. Krishne Swadama Pagade, what is that sloka? Dharma Jnana
धर्मज्ञान अविनोदितः
Kalau Nashtadrisham Esha Puranartha Dunoditaha. Krishna is Swadama Pagadi. After Krishna left to his abode, what is the sloka to memorize in this chapter? Nothing?
No shlokas, Mataji.
Okay. So Krishna is Swadama Pagade. Once Krishna went back to his abode, Dharma Jnana Divasaha with Dharma and Jnana and all. Kalo Nashta Drisham Esha Puranartha Dunoditaha. So in Kali Yuga, what happened? Dharma have taken shelter in Srimad Bhagavatam. So we have to take shelter of Srimad Bhagavatam. That's a powerful sun which have risen. So उत्तमश्लोक महानुकोचितो भवत्पदाम्बुज सुधा कदानिला स्मृतिं पुनारा विस्मृत तत्व वर्तमानं स्मृतिं पुनर विस्मृता tatva. That means what? We don't have to need any other benediction but opportunity to hear from the mouth of a pure devotee. That's what is needed in Kali Yuga. So Krishna is called Uttama Sloka because he is glorified by selected verses uttered by great personalities. Now, such glorification of Krishna's lotus feet is like saffron petal particles. When the transcendental vibration from the mouth of a great devotee carries the aroma of the saffron dust of your lotus feet, what happens when pure devotee speaks because Krishna is in their heart? What they speak touch the lotus feet of the Lord and comes out. So it's very pure. That's why you should hear Srila Prabhupada. So when we hear it, what happens? Devotee can gradually come to the right conclusion about the values of life. See, just by hearing Srila Prabhupada's lectures, many have given their life to Srila Prabhupada. No, because many of them after 1977, they could not take any Vapu association. It's all money. From 1977 till here, till 2026, how many of them have become dedicated their life to Srila Prabhupada's mission? No, many has become full time. So when they have to do it, someone should convince them, no, about the philosophy of life. Now, who did that? Srila Prabhupada through his books. So once His Holiness Bhakti Vikasa Maharaj had come to our temple, and nobody was asking any question after Bhagavatam class. So I was asking, like, Maharaj, how did you meet Srila Prabhupada? And he said through his books, nothing else, through Krishna book. And he's like, did you meet Srila Prabhupada through his books? I was like, yeah, see what Maharaj's conception, like how they feel that the book is not different from Srila Prabhupada himself. Okay, so we'll skip the group activities. Okay, we'll just, it's about the anomalies in the society. So the Kali Yuga, there's a cheating propensity in this age. What is the symptoms in Kali Yuga?
laziness
Kayena alpayusa sabya.
sabya kalo asmin yuge jana manda sumanda mataya manda bhagya upahadita.
Yeah, manda subandha madhyo manda baki upadrita. So there is a cheating propensity. As we know, the 4 defects we have, that is a cheating propensity or committing mistakes. It's there. Then there will be dissatisfaction, and before that they will not perform bhakti yoga. Savai pumsa pareo dharmo yado bhaktir adokshati. That's our real Dharma and Yayatma Suprasiddhi. Then only we'll get satisfied. Because the supreme occupation of Dharma is that we have to attain devotional service to Krishna. And such devotional service, Ahetuki Apradihada, it should be unmotivated, uninterrupted, and completely satisfy the self. No, it should. Then only we'll get that real happiness. That's what pure devotees do. But in Kali Yuga, it's different. In Kali Yuga, people don't take up Krishna consciousness very easily. Yudhishthira Maharaj recalls Krishna's grace upon the Pandavas in the remaining slokas. So now what happened in course of time, it came to pass that people in general become accustomed to greed, anger, pride. So we know that, and Yudhishthira Maharaj was observing these. Okay, what was happening. So now Yudhishthira Maharaj talks to Bhima. युधिष्ठिर उवाच सम्प्रेषितो द्वारकायां जिष्णुर्बन्धुदिरक्षया ज्ञातुं च पुण्यश्लोकस्य कृष्णस्य च विशेषितम्. So Maharaj Yudhishthira said to his younger brother Bhimasen that I sent Arjuna to Dwaraka to meet his friends and to learn from the Supreme Personality Godhead Krishna of his program of work. Now since he departed, 7 months have passed, yet he have not returned. I do not know of actually how things are going there. So 7 months, it's been 7 months Arjuna went to Dwaraka and it's not coming back. So Yudhishthira Maharaj is normally concerned and he's asking Bhima, what should we do? And he says, Api devarshina tishta sakalo ayam upastita yadatmano angam akridam bhagavan Utshrakshati. So is he going to quit his earthly pastime? As Devarshi Narada indicated, has that time already arrived. So Narad Muni had given a hint also before. Now Yudhishthira Maharaj is asking, is that Krishna is going back or Krishna is leaving the material pastimes, or is he going back to his abode? Did that time come? So in the 9 to 10 slokas, we'll see that he is recalling how Krishna helped the Pandavas. Yasmana sampado rajam dara prana kulam prajaha asan sapatna vijayo lokaschayat anugrahat. So from Krishna only all the kingly opulence, good wives, lives, progeny, control of our subjects, victory over enemies, future accommodations in higher planets have become possible. All this is due to his costless mercy upon us. So Yudhishthira Maharaj is recalling. Okay, so what can we learn from Yudhishthira Maharaj recalling Krishna's grace upon Pandavas? What can we learn about this?
When there is Krishna, everything is in abundance. His absence make everything in a chaotic situation.
Okay,
There is
that is one thing.
auspiciousness around. There is auspiciousness around. when
Auspiciousness,
Krishna-
recalling Krishna's grace.
And he was thinking, no, all his means everything happened because good in a better manner because of his presence. So he was responsible for all his victory, his good
Yes.
life, his opulence, and everything.
Yeah, how
Always
Srila
devotees
Prabhupada
will be
never says,
thankful.
yeah, being thankful. So Srila Prabhupada never said that the success is because of him. He always says he's grateful to his spiritual master. Or sometimes he says that my spiritual master have sent all of you as disciples, so that so it's give and take. So it's like grateful heart. Or we thank. Yudhishthira Maharaj is thanking Krishna for what all help Krishna has given during all the miseries they had suffered. Vishal Mahagne Purushata Darshana Asat Sabhaya Vanavasa Puchate Kate Mride Anega Maharatastra Draunastra Chashasma Hari Apirakshito. So Hari has helped them in all these cases, and Yudhishthira Maharaj is being thankful. So sometimes we should also be thankful. Day before yesterday, I was going to a class where all my Shiksha Gurus, long back, 6-8 years back, they all were my Shiksha Gurus, in the sense I have learned one thing from one of them. So all of them were in the Bhakti Shastri class, all my Shiksha Gurus, and I was like so uncomfortable because I have learned from them about Krishna consciousness, and definitely Srila Prabhupada's mercy, Guru Maharaj's mercy, we are here now. But then we should be grateful for them. Like I was saying that there was one Prabhu whose class I used to, when I know it's his class, every Sunday I go to the temple and take notes from him, because his classes were so nectar and he used to say so many nice stories and some points. So I used to make notes, and the initial days, and that's how I started learning about the philosophy. And I go back and read the sloka and ask doubts. So I took these lessons from him. There was one Mataji who used to wake me up at 4 a.m. every day. She rings me wherever she is traveling. She rings me and say, Aishwarya, get up, it's time, and take a bath, do Mangalarti, and do your japa. So because of her, my sadhana was doing so well in the beginning. And there was another Mataji who taught us how to cook for the deities. There was one Mataji whose kids were very good at dancing and doing kirtan. So I learned bhajans from them. So there's different people contributed for small things what we have. So it's all because of them, and should be really grateful. Sometimes I feel I'm not even able to convey my greatness to them. I mean, grateful, what you say, gratitude to them. So it's really grateful to them. The gratitude should be given actually. When we sometimes we forget, no, the steps we have climbed after coming to, because of so many things, no, busy, we forget. But then it's really, there are devotees who have really helped us to come up. So now Yudhishthira Maharaj, when they had all the calamities, Krishna was there and he was so grateful to Krishna. So he was actually remembering like all the good wife, home, sufficient land, good children, aristocratic family relation, victory over the competitors. Everything was given by Krishna. So he, as Mataji said, yes, it's all because of Lord's mercy we are getting it. So Yudhishthira Maharaj is recall Krishna's grace, and he's saying that, see, oh, oh man, with a tiger's strength, how many miseries due to celestial influences, earthly reactions, and bodily pains have come, all very dangerous, are all foreboding dangers in the near future by deluding our intelligence. So many dangers have come to them because asuras will keep giving problems to the devotees. And Yudhishthira Maharaj is recalling how Krishna helped them. So there are different examples from Srimad Bhagavatam about devotees expressing their gratitude towards Lord. So before that, Prabhupada was saying, like, Krishna's mother was Devaki, and Devaki's greatest enemy was who? Who was her enemy? Not her enemy. That person saw her as enemy.
Kamsa.
Kamsa, own brother, just imagine on her marriage day. Now, so Prabhupada says, when somebody had the fortune to become Krishna's mother, like Devaki, because she was in the material world, she also suffered. She was put in the jail, she was dragged during her marriage day, and how much she suffered, no? So, being Krishna's mother, also, she was not spared from the material nature. In the sense, it's not karma coming, but still, Krishna is showing that this material world, anybody taking material body has to undergo the sufferings in the material world. So, Prabhupada says, you become little Krishna conscious, or Devaki got Krishna as her son. Still, she was having all the sufferings and problems. Yes, Krishna was always there to help, but still, no, devotees, the sufferings will be there. But then expressing gratitude. Can you give any examples where devotees were expressing their gratitude? Yes, Kunti Maharani, very good. Yeah, Kunti Maharani was expressing her gratitude, saying that Vipata Shandu Darshan, let it come again and again so that I can take your darshan. She was really grateful to Krishna. Then
Dhruva Maharaj.
Dhruva.
Prahlad Maharaj.
Yeah, Prahlad Maharaj. Prahlad Maharaj also said, see, even though I am born in a demonic family, oh, the Lord has come to protect. Then who else? So Lord Brahma expresses gratitude to Lord for giving him the understanding.
Brahma Vimohan Leela.
Yeah, the purpose of his appearance. So Brahma Vimohan Leela, after that what happened? Brahma went to the Lord and said, was asking for forgiveness. And that time he said, thank you for, he was so grateful to Krishna. And later on he took birth as, he appeared as?
Brahma,
the next.
Brahma Parvat Mataji.
No, after that, in Kali Yuga, he came as Haridas Thakur. Because Lord Brahma, after that Brahma Vimohan Leela, all the Leela happened because Brahma was having little false ahangara, midya ahangara. He was having false ego. So now, to make him humble, Brahma asked special permission from Krishna to say that, make me so humble in your next Leela, next pastime, let me be born in a low family so that I become naturally humble and do your devotional service. That's why he was given the permission to become Haridas Thakur next. Yes, Dhruva Maharaj was expressing his gratitude. He was so grateful that he was looking for a broken piece of glass and he got a diamond and says, Swamin Kritasmi Varamnyacha, I don't want anything else. So he expresses gratitude through Uvacha. So here also he says, Pranan Namo Bhagavade Purusham Tuapyam. Tubhyam. So he's saying that Krishna, you are so powerful, and after entering within me, you have enlivened all my sleeping senses, my hands, legs, ears, touch, sensation, life force, and especially my power of speech. So he's offering obeisances to the Lord. Yes, gratitude of Kunti Maharani, that we know how she was expressing her gratitude to Krishna. In chapter 1, Canto 1, chapter 8. And gratitude expressed by Yudhishthira Maharaj also, we can see how Yudhishthira Maharaj was also having the gratitude to Krishna. So we have to understand the threefold miseries and their mitigation, how a devotee will deal with these miseries. So what are the threefold miseries we have?
Adhyatmic,
Adidaivic,
Adibhautik, and
Adhyatmic and
Adi.
Adilaukic.
Yeah, so these are the threefold miseries, and nobody can escape these. See, even if somebody says, I don't have any problems in life, Adhyatmic they may not have. They'll be fit in the body and mind. Okay, that's fine. Adi Baudik might be other living entities don't cause any problem for them because they are given special security and protection. But Adi Devik, how can somebody say that there will not be earthquake or flood? Anything can happen anytime. So Adi Devik can happen anytime. Pashyotpadan nara vyagra divyan bhauman sadaihikan darunan samsato durad bhayam no buddhi mohanam. So he's saying, just see, O man, with a tiger's strength, how many miseries due to celestial influences, earthly reactions, and bodily pains have come. All are very dangerous, and they are forbidding danger in the near future is deluding our intelligence. So he's saying that so many dangers have come, but then how does a devotee deals with this miseries? How does a
They
devotee?
will take it as no, Lord Krishna will protect them. They are taken
Yeah.
surrender.
Yeah, so Avashya Rakshebe Krishna or Rakshishya Dvesha, they have strong faith Krishna will definitely protect them. Tattenu Kampam Susamikshamanam. They think that it's all their karma coming back. Yeah, last week one Mataji, she makes this in the morning she makes a boiled rice in temple. So boiled rice, because it's double boiled, you cannot offer to Krishna. To the deities. So above they make normal rice and dal, but many devotees like boiled rice because it's good for heat also. When too much heat extra, the South India they have now this brown color brown rice. It's very good also. And so she cooks, but it takes lot of time for cooking. It takes lot of time. So it was a big pressure cooker, and there was some problem with the vessel or something. What happened? She was about to open the whole hot water, just boiling water. It was literally boiling. Bubbles were coming and just came to her whole hand. The whole hand was like boiled, and it's like we know what happens in the boil, and we could not see it. Immediately she was rushed to the hospital, and injections were given, antibiotics. She's little elderly also. Now what to do? All devotees were feeling so bad, so bad. I was because Jagannath always have boiled rice. He loved to eat, and she's the one who serves him every day. He goes for Mangalarti, and after Guru Puja he's exhausted and he needs something initially. So then she's the one who gives, and we all were feeling so worried. I was just hearing Prabhupada that time, and then Prabhupada said, I was like so coincidental, and Prabhupada said, if we are supposed to cut our hand is supposed to be amputated, or something happens for some because of our bad karma, the whole hand had to be amputated. But Krishna will make it so less for a devotee, it might be a small cut in the hand. Actually the whole hand should go, but instead Krishna makes it a small cut. So the devotee should be so grateful to Krishna that it's because of my bad karma it has come. Definitely it's karma coming back. So yes, the little carelessness, but then it has to, why it has to happen to that Mataji at that particular time. So many of us were there, but only to that, and that to that extent of boil. So so then Prabhupada says it's and the devotee accept it as Krishna's special mercy, to be grateful. And Mataji, I was sharing this to Mataji, and she was like, yes, that's correct what you said, that my whole hand was supposed to be cut, or something would have happened, or some fire would have happened, but then Krishna made it very less. In the sense, there is suffering, there is injury, and sufferings had to undergo, but then we have to undergo. But a devotee who thinks it's the reaction coming, and patiently continue devotional service and serve Krishna, what happens? Krishna makes them the right candidate for liberation. Dayabak, Sadayabak, or they become the right candidate. Now, a devotee deals with threefold miseries by taking proper shelter of Krishna, nothing else. Prabhupada says in the purport, man-made material science cannot do anything to counteract the threefold miseries. All the punishments from the superior energy of Maya are under the direction of Krishna. Therefore, a constant touch with the Lord by devotional service can give us relief without our being disturbed in the discharge of human duties. So, constant touch with the Lord. And how can we have constant touch with the Lord? By doing what?
Navida Bhaktis.
By chanting,
Mataji?
we can.
Chanting.
Standing.
By
Yes.
by chanting. If you just chant Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Ram, Ram Hare. Hare Krishna, Harini Mataji, you've joined. Are you there?
Yes, she is there, Mataji.
Yes, Mataji, Hare Krishna.
Hare Krishna, Pranam. We all were remembering you before the class. Everyone is like, where is Harini Mataji? We're not able to get any news about you. Okay. Good, you have come. So here it is said, by having constant touch with Krishna, that is by chanting the holy name. By chanting the holy name itself, we can give us relief. No, there was one devotee. He had so many misfortunes, one after the other. I was telling that Prabhu only. Prabhu, your life is like full of ups and downs, ups and downs. He's like, yeah, this is Dukhalaya Mashashvatam. But he says every time when these miseries come, the first thing I see him is take his beads and he'll chant. He can't sit and chant because a lot of stress is going on. So he just walk and chant. And I was like, I've seen it personally. And somehow Krishna makes it. It would have come as a big problem, but Krishna will make it very small and he will handle it. And it's just because of the taking shelter of the holy name. And I was like so amazing to see. He is very young also. And I was like, how are you managing? It's just the Harinam. So just taking, because when you chant the Harinam, it's actually you are taking shelter of Krishna, having constant touch with Krishna. And Krishna will think, what is the problem for this devotee? And Krishna comes and act through somebody. Krishna sends some devotee to act at that particular time to help that person. So constant touch with the Lord is only by chanting the holy name. A devotee sees the threefold miseries as Krishna's mercy. Today one Prabhu was saying, he started Zoom Japa in long back. 90s, 90 something. So there was only 3 people who did japa at that time. It was no Zoom, nothing. So when the Corona time came and there was Zoom, blast happened. Like many of us got connected through online. Now he has 300, 400 devotees doing japa together online, different parts of the world. And he was so grateful. He was feeling so happy. And he's saying that Corona, when whoever said that, where is your Krishna at that time? And so many criticized devotees, why Krishna is making this happen, this. But then ISKCON flourished, or in the sense, many of my friends have come online and even taken initiation just by during this lockdown time. So it's all Krishna's mercy. You can see that was a threefold misery. No?
Even
That
me,
was a
Mataji,
misery.
joined during Corona.
You also?
Even I joined. Yes,
Oh,
ISKCON
very
online
nice.
to Mangalore. Somebody I got the link
See?
and I joined Mangalore.
And reaching up to the level of taking initiation. Just imagine, just if that pandemic wouldn't have happened, then where we all will be, yes, you will be connected to ISKCON somehow because it's Krishna's mercy, it has to happen, but then it happened through this way. So if when you turn back and see, that lockdown time was also a blessing. It was also a misery that was coming, but you took it as an advantage of Krishna. That was actually special mercy. That's one example. So this is a sloka I was referring to. Tattenu kampam susamekshamanam bunjana evatmakritam vipakam ritva papupi pitata namaste jivedeyo mukti pade sadayavat satte anukampam. When Krishna special mercy comes to you, and bunjana eva atmakritam. Atma, like my own karma is coming back. So at that time, what should we do? Patiently suffer, undergo the suffering, and do devotional service. And then what happens? Mukti pade sadhayabat. You become the right candidate to become liberation. Like how a child a son or daughter can inherit the father's property just by being alive. Just have to be alive, nothing else have to be done. So just by living alive itself, we can in Krishna consciousness, we get the mercy. So somebody who waits for Krishna's mercy, costless mercy, while patiently suffering the reaction of the past misdeeds, whatever suffering they have to undergo, they'll suffer it and patiently, and at the same time offer respectful obeisances with the heart, body, and words. That means doing devotional service is suitable, is surely eligible, suitable candidate to become liberated, and it becomes his rightful claim. Okay, so this is from Srimad Bhagavatam itself. So the true wealth or treasure on earth is taking shelter of Krishna's lotus feet. Now, now what are the bad omens he saw? So he's saying to Bhima, oh, just see Bhima, how the she-jackal cries at the rising of the sun and omits fire, and how the dog barks at me fearlessly. So, and before that, he sees the left side of my body, my thighs, arms, and eyes are quivering again and again. I have having heart palpitations due to fear. All this indicate undesirable happening. So first thing, sometimes we say, no, the eyes will keep moving, the thighs and arms are all quivering. So he's saying that heart palpitation. Now, when will we get palpitation, or when do our heartbeat increase? When we feel some danger or some anxiety or some kind of distress, no, you feel you're not relaxed. So Yudhishthira Maharaj was having first thing that Prabhupada says, when a man's eyes, arms, and thighs quiver constantly, one should know that something is going to happen which is undesirable. Actually, I didn't have all these belief. And my Prabhu used to say, oh, this is going to happen. I thought it's all superstitious. But Prabhupada himself is saying, yes, these are all there. And these are all some kind of omens of something bad going to happen. So first thing is, he felt his eyes and arms and thighs were quivering. And he had palpitation in the heart. And also he saw the she-jackal is crying at the rising of the sun. Normally they should not cry, that howling sound. No, it will be in the night. But now in the morning itself it's getting. And dog is barking fearlessly. That is also thinking that some undesirable thing will happen in near future. The 13th sloka says a tiger, now useful animals like cows are passing on the left side. And lower animals like asses are circumambulating. My horse appears to weep upon seeing me. So the horse is weeping, the ass is going circumambulating, then the cows are going on the left side. These are all bad omens, it is said. And also he's saying the pigeon is like a messenger of death, and the shrieks of owls and their rival crows make my heart tremble. It appears that they want to make a void of the whole universe. Also he saw there is smoke encircling the sky, and it appears that the earth and mountain are throbbing, and the cloudless thunder, see the bolts from the blue. So this thunderbolt, and there was the whole sky was becoming so dark, and the wind was flowing violently, blasting dust everywhere, creating darkness. Clouds are raining everywhere with bloody disasters. So much of bad omens happening around. The same thing happened when Hiranyaksha and Hiranyakashipu was born also. When they were born, so all the demigods understood the demon have come. Some demon have taken birth. But when Chaitanya Mahaprabhu appeared, the whole situation was, even though it was eclipse, it was so auspicious. And Advaita Acharya, who was away from Nadia, he was in Shantipur, there he was jumping, thinking, oh, because he could feel that happiness when the Lord appeared. Even Nityananda Prabhu could understand the Lord have appeared. But here you can see, when Krishna disappeared, all the bad omens and Yudhishthira Maharaj could make out. And the rays of the sun was declining, the stars appeared to be fighting among themselves, and confusing living entities appears to ablaze and weep. So all the living entities were sad, and there was no anything auspicious happening. And the rivers, ponds, reservoirs, mind were all perturbed. No longer ignites fire. Butter no longer ignites fire. What is extraordinary time? What is this time, and what is going to happen? So he is saying to Bhima, Yudhishthira Maharaj is sharing all this with Bhima, like, what is happening, Bhima? I'm not able to understand what is happening. Na pibanti stanam vatsa na duhyanti cha matara rudandi ashrumuka kavo na hrishyanti rishabha vraje. The calves do not suck the taste of the cows. I mean, in the sense, the cow doesn't give milk. Just imagine a cow stop giving milk, and the calves are not sucking also. And they are standing crying, tears in their eyes, because cows know they're very close to Krishna. No? So they can understand that the Lord is leaving. And the bulls take no pleasure in the pasteurizing ground. Now sometimes it says the lower animals can sense earthquake. Have you known that? dogs and all, no, they can sense earthquake, or they give indication to the masters. Like something is going to happen, they just run to the master, or they just give some indication. They can now understand the vibration, they can understand, they have special senses, or to really understand. We might be fast asleep at night, but a dog can sense some sense of hearing is sharp in them. So like that, here it is said the cows are not giving milk, it is bad, very unauspicious, and the calves are not trying to drink also. The bull is all not taking any pleasure in the pasteurizing ground. And also what happened, the deity seems to be crying in the temple. Recently you saw in Mayapur, the deity is crying.
Yes.
Yes, Mataji.
When
When
was it?
Maharaj, Guru Maharaj was
Guru
doing
Maharaj.
aarti, the
Yeah.
Panchatattva, there were tears in the eyes.
He was doing kirtan, no? So you can see
Yes, yes.
how that's the tears of ecstasy. That is not tears of distress, but in ecstasy, the deities. So it is said, Pradima nahi tumi sakshal Brajendra Nandal. They are not just deities, idols. They are actually the Lord Himself. So when a pure devotee sings from the heart, or when a pure devotee is associate of the Lord, has come to deliver us, all of us. But then when no, they just imagine if Guru Maharaj sings and deities cry, what would be when Prabhupada was singing? No, what would have happened? In the sense, they are all equal to Prabhupada, or they've been trained by Prabhupada. So when Prabhupada sings, what could have happened? No, so when Prabhu was next to Prabhupada when he was singing Jai Radha Madhav, I think Dina Bandhu Prabhu, and he was saying, Prabhupada was in ecstasy, tears flowing, and he was in ecstasy when he sang. So the deities are crying because the Lord had gone back, now lamenting and perspiring. They seems to leave all the cities, villages, towns, gardens, everything is devoid of beauty and bereft of all happiness. So he's like, what calamity is going to come? Because Yudhishthira Maharaj was having a good kingdom, or his rule was the best, and everybody were happy, everything was auspicious. But then now everything is changing. So he could understand something very bad is going to happen. And then in the 21st sloka he says, Manya eter mahapatir nunam bhagavatapadi ananya purusha shrivir hina bhu hata saubaga. So he says, I think all these earthly disturbance indicate some greater loss to the good fortune of the world. The world was fortunate to have been marked with the footprints of lotus feet of Krishna, Lord. These signs indicate that this will no longer be. So he's saying there's some going to have some loss, or some good fortune is going to lose, because we are fortunate to have the footprints of Lord's lotus feet. So when Nimai also appeared, no, Jagannath Mishra and Sachimata could see actually the footprint. And they're like, what is this? And a lot of symbols also. How can a baby have all this? They could even hear the angle bells. So it's actually
Yes.
Krishna's. But they felt it's like an illusion or hallucination, but no, it's actually the Lord Himself. And also in Vrindavan, Govardhan, you can it said that the Lord's feet, the lotus feet, is always there, and because Krishna never use a footwear in Vrindavan, and there is different symbols in Krishna's lotus feet. So normally, so that's what Braja or Vrindavan. It's very very fortunate because to have the bare lotus feet of Krishna. Than Ayodhya, it is said, because in Ayodhya, yes, during Vanavas, even Lord Ramchandramurti did not wear slippers. Well, that's just 14 years. But before that, he was a king, so he was having. But in Braja, the Lord was always with his lotus feet, bare footprint. And even though Krishna was only 11 years in Vrindavan, he's always there. Vrindavan Pariteja Padamekam Nagachiri. He never left Vrindavan. He's always there, and the footprint was there. Now Yudhishthira Maharaj is now he's going back, so no more footprints there. Okay. So what is he saying here? In Vrindavan is spreading the glory of the earth, having obtained the treasure of the lotus feet of Krishna, the son of Devaki. The peacocks, they dance madly when they hear Govinda's flute, and other creatures see them from their hilltops. They all become stunned. So peacocks also dance when they hear Govinda's flute. And what is even? Yet Devaki Sudha Padambuja Labda Lakshmi. Padambuja, Krishna's lotus feet was printed on Vrindavan. So how glorious is the Vrajadam. Okay. And also it is said that who therefore can tolerate the pangs of separation from Krishna, and who could conquer the gravity and passionate wrath of his sweetness, like Satyabhama by his sweet smile of love, pleasing glance, and heartily appeal when he traversed earth's surface, I would be immersed in the dust of his lotus feet, and thus would be sumptuously covered with grass, which was like hair standing on me out of pleasure. So here it is said, how can we have separation from Krishna? We cannot win. So even Uddhava, even Brahma wanted to become a grass in Vrindavan, so that the dust of the gopis can be taken by them. So they will not be in separation. So all senses are completely satisfied only by the mercy of the Lord. So here, after that, what happened is Yudhishthira Maharaj, after seeing all this inauspicious signs, he was thinking to himself, Arjuna also didn't come back, no? But then when he was thinking like this, Arjuna came back from the city of Yadus, that is Dwaraka. And then what did Arjuna do? Tam padayor nipatitam ayadha purvam aturam adhovadanam abindun shichantam nayana vajo. So when Arjuna bowed at his feet, the king saw that his dejection was unprecedented. His head was down, tears glided from his lotus eyes, like Arjuna was in tears. So normally, if you have gone to Dwaraka and come back, Arjuna would be happy. Arjuna should give good news, but instead Arjuna was full of lamentation. Seeing Arjuna pale due to the heartfelt anxieties, Yudhishthira Maharaj, remembering the indications of sage Narada, questioned him in the midst of the friends. Yudhishthira Uvaja, Kachit Anartha Puryam Na Swajana Sugamashate Madhupoja Dasharharha Satvadantaka Krishnaya. So Maharaj Yudhishthira said, my dear brother, please tell me whether our friends and relatives like Madhu, Bhoja, Dashara, Arha, Satvada, Antaka, and members of Yadu family are all passing their days in happiness. So Yudhishthira Maharaj have to ask something, no? Yudhishthira Maharaj was having a doubt. He's not sure yet what is happening in the Yadu dynasty. But still, now Yudhishthira Maharaj is inquiring from Arjuna, what is happening? They are all happy? And he specifically tells their name, like the brothers, friends and relatives and different names. He's saying that, how are they? They are all okay? They are all in happiness? Suro matamaha kaschet swasti ashteva marisha matula sanjuha kaschet kushali anakadhundubi. So is my respectful grandfather Surasena in happy mood, and are my eternal uncle Vasudeva and his younger brothers are all doing well. So Surasena became what? The grandfather. Surasena. Surasena is the grandfather of?
Krishna.
Yes.
Krishna.
Now, in Dwaraka, what did Krishna do? Did he become a king there?
And he made him the king of
Yes. Yeah. So grandfather was made the king. Actually, Krishna could not be there for long
Mm.
time. Krishna has to leave there also. So Krishna gave the responsibility to his grandfather. So he is asking, are they all okay? And also, what about Vasudeva? That is the father of Krishna. How is they and his younger brothers? Are they all okay? Saptaswasarasas tatpatnyo madhulya sahatmaja asate shashnusha kshemam devagi pramukha swayam. Now he is asking about the Matajis, Devaki. So he is asking, his 7 wives headed by Devaki are all sisters. Are they and their sons and daughter-in-laws are all happy? So Vasudeva had how many wives?
7 wives.
So 7 of them. In that, Devaki was the head, or they're all sisters. And then he's asking, are they all okay? Because Yudhishthira Maharaj to start the conversation, because Arjuna looked lamented. So Yudhishthira Maharaj is inquiring. He's also very eager to get the news. And he's also saying, I think it's Ugrasena, no Mataji? Surasena
Ugrasena
was
is
Ugrasena is
Kamsa's
mother of
father.
Kamsa.
grandfather of Krishna.
Kamsa's father.
Oh, sorry. That's Kamsa's father. Yeah, Surasena
Yeah.
and Ugrasena, correct. Always get confused. So he's asking, are Ugrasena, whose son was a mischievous Kamsa, and his younger brother still living? Are Hritika and his son Kritvarma happy? Are Akrura, Jayanta, Gada, Sarana, and Satrujit all happy? How is Balaram, the personality guarded and the protector of devotees? So again, Yudhishthira Maharaj didn't get any reply. So when you don't get reply, what happens? You ask in one more questions after question. So Yudhishthira Maharaj is not getting any answer from Arjuna, because Arjuna is in much distress, or he's lamenting that Krishna have gone back, or Yadu dynasty is also winding up the pastime. When Arjuna could not talk anything, Yudhishthira Maharaj kept on asking, are they all okay? Are they all okay? So he's going on asking what is happening to even Balram, Definitely, if Krishna goes back, Balram also have to go back. But now Balram acts as the spiritual master for all the devotees, and Prabhupada says only by his costless mercy the fallen souls can be delivered. And Balram have appeared as Sri Nityananda Prabhu during Chaitanya Mahaprabhu's pastimes, and by his costless mercy, even Jagai Madai got delivered. So only by their grace can we get Krishna, by the spiritual master's mercy. प्रद्युम्ना सर्ववृष्णीनां सुखम् अष्टे महारथा गंभीरा रयो अनृतो वर्तते भगवानुता. So how is Pradyumna, the great general of the Vrishni family, is he happy? And is Aniruddha, the planetary expansions of personality Godhead, faring well? So he's asking about all of them, Pradyumna and Aniruddha and all that. Pradyumna and Aniruddha are also expansions of Krishna only. They are Vishnu Tattvas. And at Dwaraka, Prabhupada mentions Lord Vasudeva is engaged in the transcendental pastimes. Okay, namely where Sankarshna, Pradyumna, Aniruddha. Surasena Charudrishnacha Shambho Jambavadi Sutta Anyecha Karshani Prava Saputra Rishabhathaya. So all the chieftain sons of Lord Krishna, that is Susena, Charudeshna, Samba, and son of Jambavati and Rishabha, all with their sons are all doing well. So he is asking about, actually Yudhishthira Maharaj could have asked directly about Krishna, but instead he is going beating around the bush, or he's asking whether Krishna's father is okay, no, grandfather is okay, then Krishna's father is okay, mother is okay, Krishna's wife and sons are okay, then finally he'll come to talk about Krishna. Also Uddhava, Nanda, Sunanda, other leaders, are they all okay, protected by Balram and Krishna? Are they all doing well in their respective functions? Do they, who are all eternally bound in friendship with us, remember our welfare? So he's asking, do they remember us? Did they ask about them? And now he's saying, Bhagavan abhigo vindo brahmanyo bhakta valsalaha kashit pure dharmayam sukham aste subhritvrita. Now he's coming to the main point of asking about Krishna. Is Lord Krishna, the Supreme Personality Godhead, who gives pleasure to the cows and senses and the Brahmanas, who's very affectionate towards his devotees, enjoying the pious assembly at Dwarakapuri, surrounded by friends. So now he is asking, instead of directly asking about Krishna, he went asked about everyone, and now finally Yudhishthira Maharaj in the 34th sloka is asking, is Krishna okay, or is Krishna who is Govinda, Brahmanyo Bhakta Valsala? He's Govinda who gives pleasure to the cows and senses, and Brahmanyu takes care of the Namo Brahmana Devaya Go Brahmana Hitaja. So Krishna takes care of the Brahmanas and also very affectionate towards his devotees. He's Bhakta Valsala. So is he okay? And is he having enjoying the pastimes at Dwaraka with his friends? So here Krishna is described as Bhagavan, Govinda, Brahmanya, Bhakta Valsala. Because he is Bhagavan Swayam. Krishna is the Bhagavan Swayam, the original personality of Godhead. Prabhupada gives a very nice purport. Prabhupada says that Govinda, Krishna gives pleasure to the cows and senses. That means Krishna should give pleasure to the devotee senses also, like Yudhishthira Maharaj and Arjuna. But Arjuna doesn't look happy. So something is wrong. And then also he says, the Lord is a protector of cow and the Brahmanical culture. So Krishna, that means when the Lord is there, even the Brahmanic culture, the cows all will be happy. But now cows are not giving milk. Cows are not drinking. So again, that means what? Krishna should protect them, but then since Krishna left, they are not there. So without cow protection and cultivation of Brahmanic qualities, Prabhupada says, no human civilization can prosper. So so-called economic development will not help if the cows and Brahmanas are not taking care. So Prabhupada gives importance to that. That is about the Brahmanic qualification. And he is asking, is Krishna okay in Dwaraka? Is he okay with all of them? Okay, so he's now. Okay, so Krishna is, it says, Sarvendriya Gunanjanam. That is, it is said, I wish to see you exactly in the form that your very dear devotees worship. You have many other forms, but I wish to see the form that is especially liked by devotees. Rupam Priyatatmanam Swanam. Please be merciful upon me and showing that form, for only that form worshipped by the devotees can perfectly satisfy all the demands of the senses. Okay, so it's by Rudra Geet, sought by Lord Shiva. Lord Shiva saying that we want to see darshanam. what is the Bhagavan about the Lord Krishna's, that is the beautiful Shyam Sundar form. He says we want to see that particular form that is worshipped by the devotees. So even Lord Shiva likes to take darshan of the Lord. So we have to glorify the Lord through one's minds, words, and action. Bhrigumini, as we know, that tested Lord Brahma and Shiva and Vishnu by kicking on the chest. No, that was the reason behind Lord Shiva's anger. And Lord stays only where pious men assemble and takes pleasure in glorifying the supreme truth. So why is Lord happy seeing devotees glorifying him? Why is Krishna happy? Yes.
Because they are trying to go back to him. Now, when they are glorifying, they are happy with him and they wanted to go back to him.
Yeah. So when they glorify, the devotees themselves are happy, and when the devotees are happy, Krishna is happy. And yes, they want to go back. And Krishna is Bhavagrahi Janardana. He doesn't just accept the prayers. He sees the bhav with which they offer the prayer. And when the devotees are happy, Krishna is not usually normally happy. Okay, so we'll stop with 35 to 36 verse where Maharaj Yudhishthir is glorifying Lord's associate as Yadus. Mangalaya मंगलाय च लोकानां क्षेमाय च भवाय च अष्टे यदुकुलाम्बोधौ आद्यो अनन्तः सखः पुमान् यदु बहुदण्डगुप्तायां स्वपूर्यं यादवो ऋक्षिता कृतानि कृतन्ति Paramanandam Mahapaurushika Iva. The original personality god of the enjoyer, the Balram, and the premier lord Ananta are staying in the ocean of the Yadu dynasty for the welfare, protection, and general progress of the entire universe. And the members of the Yadu dynasty, being protected by the arms of the Lord, are enjoying life like the residents of the spiritual sky. So, yes. Now here it is said the original person Krishna and Balaram. Okay, that is Ananda Shesh. They are all in the with Yadu dynasty. And they were giving protection to Yadu dynasty. Now, Yadu dynasty, how did they disappear? How did the Yadu dynasty go back?
There was a war between the people over there because of Samba.
Why the war happened? Because of
Krishna wanted to take all of them back. So he made
that is there. But what mistake did Samba do?
Samba said he is pregnant.
Pregnant woman. Hiding some clothes
as if
and
he is
behaving.
pregnant, and he fooled the rishis, no? Some rishis or
true.
munis were coming, and Samba asked, even
Whether
though
it
he's a
is a boy
boy,
or
he
girl.
dressed him like a girl and with sari, and then he covered and he made something in the womb, and he said, just tell, is it a boy or a girl?
Boy
No?
or girl.
And what did the curse happen? What did they curse?
It will be an
The rishi
iron or
cursed.
It
something.
will be an iron rod.
Iron rod. You will give birth to an iron rod. And when the iron rod, actually he gave birth to an iron rod, and what did they do with that?
Made it into so many pieces. Small, small.
Crushed
They
the
made it into
iron
smash
rod
it.
and they
Fought with each other.
smeared that.
They smashed it and they threw it. But then what happened? That pieces
It all started like some grass.
Yeah, they became grass
Sword
and they
like
became
grass.
sharp grass. And there was a fight among the Yadus. Yeah, they fought and they took these grass and they start fighting with each other and they cut themselves. So why is that they, okay, as Mataji said, it's a way of Krishna taking back to Godhead. He want to wind up the pastime and taking. Why are they doing to themselves, killing each other? Even if it's a debate, even if they want to go back, why are they doing it?
Because they are just behaving like the ordinary human being. They are not remembering their past.
Okay.
Mataji, they were all drunk, Mataji.
They were all intoxicated, yes.
That
And it is said
that with that only you all will be your whole thing, your whole dynasty will be disappearing due to
yes,
this.
the whole dynasty should disappear. And it said no demons were so powerful to kill the Yadus because they are the sons of Krishna, no? They're all sons and grandsons of children of Krishna who have the right to take the life of the grandson and children of Krishna. So they themselves have to kill themselves because no one is so powerful to kill them. So Krishna made in such a way that yes, it's a pastime, but Krishna made it in such a way that no outside demon will come and kill them. They themselves, because they are equally powerful. They are all sons of Krishna. They're all associates of Krishna. So it's just a pastime that Krishna, when you go for a picnic, you enjoy the picnic and you come back home, you take your whole family and come. You don't leave the family there. Similarly, Krishna appeared, did his pastime, and he go back, he take his associates. So he's taking all of them. The others also have to go. The Kauravas all has gone now. Sarubhya Mukti. Krishna have taken all of them. The Pandavas, their associates, they'll also go back. Once they hear Krishna have left to his abode, Yudhishthira Maharaj will retire. He'll just go. And following him, all the Pandavas, even Draupadi, Kunti, everyone will take to devotional service and go. And so now, so now what happened? The Yadus, they want to disappear. So there is no other way. And also this Dwaraka coming under ocean, it's some says Gandhari curse. It's all just not a curse. It's all external. Krishna want to take them all back, or Krishna want to hide it. Krishna did it. It's just for the pastime purpose, nothing else. So there we have discussed many times. Prabhupada says here that the Yadu dynasty, okay, they're all as powerful as Krishna, and Krishna want to take them all back. And because of that, Krishna did arrange this pastime in such a way. Okay, so this is why now Yudhishthira Maharaj is asking, the members of Yadu dynasty, they are protected by Krishna, no? They are protected by Balram now. How can they not be happy, or how can what is happening to that particular Yadu dynasty, or what is, and he is inquiring, or he is asking about the associates. So he compares also. He says the Yadu dynasty is like milk ocean, and Balram is like Ananda Shesh, and Lord Krishna is the Kshirodaya Shiv Vishnu lying on that Ananda Shesh, and the Mahapaurushika is the members of Yadu dynasty. Okay, and this is just a comparison that is given. Here it is said. Yeah, so Maharaj Yudhishthira has compared the Yadu dynasty to ocean of milk, and Balram to Ananda, where Lord Krishna resides. He compared the citizens of Dwaraka to the liberated inhabitants of Vaikuntha Loka, about the ocean. So here we can see that what conclusion we can draw from reading the scriptural description of the spiritual world in relation to the material world. What is the differentiation in the spiritual world and in the material world?
In the material world, actually, when Lord Krishna is present, then everybody will be in an active state.
Yes.
And when he leaves, it becomes a passive state. We
Yeah.
can see the color difference also in the pictures.
Yeah. So that means if Krishna is there, it's not different from Vaikuntha, no? Wherever there is Krishna, that's
Yes.
Vrindavan. When Chaitanya Mahaprabhu wanted to go to Vrindavan, and he went to Shantipur, and Advaita Acharya says, wherever you are there, that's Vrindavan. So similarly, when Krishna is in this material world doing his pastime, it's not different from spiritual world. But when he left the abode to his abode, then it changes. And Prabhupada mentions here the eternal influence of Kala or time doesn't affect the material. No, you all experience, how many of you experience, you go to Vrindavan, Mayapur, you forget the date, time and all? Did you all experience it?
Yes,
I
Mataji,
completely
Vrindavan.
forget. How much ever I try to remember, I'm like, which is this day? Because it's that as if the time doesn't exist there, or it's like in here it is said the eternal time doesn't exist, and also the miseries of birth, death, old age, disease. It's not there in the spiritual world. Vikuta kunta iti vaikunta. No kunta, no anxiety, no fear, nothing. Everybody is engaged in Krishna service, and they're all happy there without any miseries, fully youthful, enjoying in full bliss and knowledge, without fear of birth, death, old age, and disease, and without the influence of Kala, the eternal time. Because what does the eternal time do? What is its function?
It will come and destroy at the end.
Destroy. Yeah, destroys everything. So time or Kala will destroy. Okay, now it is said how to become fearless. Now that we'll see in the next class how Yadus will achieve fearlessness. Okay, so we stopped at 36 today. Okay, disappearance of Lord Krishna. Nothing much to explain. It's just Yudhishthira Maharaj inquiring to Arjuna about different things. So there is 44 slokas. Okay, I think just few more slokas will be done. And Prabhupada gives some story of Satyabhama also in the next purport. Next we'll see in 37. So Yudhishthira Maharaj is asking Arjuna about Krishna's dispatcher, but then till now, I mean, Arjuna didn't speak a word. Okay, Arjuna has not spoken anything, but he is in grief, which Yudhishthira Maharaj understood. Sometimes silence is better than cold. I mean, it is better than say speech. Actually, in this chapter, Arjuna doesn't speak only now because he was too aggrieved. Aggrieved, it is said Arjuna practically become choked up. And it was not possible for him to reply properly to the various inquiries made by Yudhishthira Maharaj. And that's why the next chapter starts as Pandavas retire timely. And there, due to the grief, Arjuna's mouth was dried up and his body lost luster. He was remembering Krishna, but he was hardly able to utter a word in reply. So, with great difficulty, he is going to speak now. Okay, that comes in the next chapter, only he speaks. In the 5th sloka, Arjuna speaks, but till now he is not speaking. Because he is Vishaka Sakhi, he is pure devotee, no? He cannot be in separation from Krishna. So Arjuna have to go back immediately when because Krishna now is in Kali Yuga. Krishna is going to come as Chaitanya Mahaprabhu and Arjuna will come as Arjuna comes as whom in Kali Yuga? Arjuna comes as nobody knows. Vishaka Sakhi comes as Ramananda Rai. Okay, so here it is said in Dwapar Yuga, Krishna spoke Bhagavad Gita, Arjuna heard. But in Kali Yuga, Arjuna will speak, Krishna will hear. In the sense, Ramananda Rai will speak and Chaitanya Mahaprabhu will hear. So if you didn't read Chaitanya Charitamrita, towards the end part, there is a discussion between Ramananda Rai and Chaitanya Mahaprabhu. At least you read Teachings of Lord Chaitanya. It's a small book. And there, towards the end, the discussion between Ramananda Rai and Chaitanya Mahaprabhu is given. Beautiful conversation. Beautiful. You should all read. So many. One question I just gave, like Chaitanya Mahaprabhu is asking. What is the greatest separation or misery? And he says, Krishna Bhakta Virahavdina Dukkha Nihita Kipara. Like that, he is asking so many things. And Ramananda Rai gives the reply. But before that, Ramananda Rai was a governor. He's a Grihastha, a Shudra. And Ramananda Rai says, I can't answer your questions. And because you are a Brahmana, you are a sannyasi. And then Chaitanya Mahaprabhu says, Kiba Vipra Kiba Nyasi Shudra Keninaya, Yei Krishna Tattvavete Sei Guru Haya. You might be a Brahmana or a Shudra or a Kshatriya it doesn't matter. Yei Krishna Tattvavete, you know about Krishna Tattva, you are Guru, you can be a Guru. And Chaitanya Mahaprabhu embraced Ramananda Rai because it's Vishaka Sakhi and Chaitanya Mahaprabhu is Radharani. So they embrace each other. And Chaitanya Mahaprabhu never discussed about Rasa Leela to anybody in the whole Chaitanya Charitamrita. But to Ramananda Rai, he will discuss about Rasa Leela. So it's an intimate relation, an intimate discussion between Chaitanya Mahaprabhu and Ramananda Rai. Chaitanya Mahaprabhu will just keep quiet and Ramananda Rai will go on talking. And it is said that Arjuna is repaying for what he have heard from Bhagavad Gita in Dwapar Yuga. In Kali Yuga, Arjuna speaks and Krishna listens. Like Ramananda Rai speaks and Chaitanya Mahaprabhu listens. So it's a beautiful conversation between them. And to Ramananda Rai, Chaitanya Mahaprabhu showed which form? Which is the form he showed? Anyone knows?
Shadbhuja.
No, Shadbhuja is to Sarvabhauma Bhattacharya.
Sarvabhauma Bhattacharya. Yeah.
This is the form. Only to him he showed. And that picture is there in our temple in the 3D in ISKCON Bangalore. Which form did he see?
Not remembering.
Only Ramananda Rai saw that form. And Chaitanya Mahaprabhu didn't show this form to anyone except Ramananda Rai. Which is the form? This is the form Ramananda Rai saw. Yeah, in the picture.
Krishna, Radha Krishna.
Yeah, Radha and Krishna form.
Yugal Roop.
Okay. Yeah, the Yugala Rupa. So here, Chaitanya Mahaprabhu and Ramananda Rai. When Chaitanya Mahaprabhu was going on talking and Ramananda Rai was talking and Chaitanya Mahaprabhu was listening, suddenly what happened? Chaitanya Mahaprabhu became Radha and Krishna. And Ramananda Rai is like, I was seeing a sannyasi, and now I'm seeing Radha and Krishna, Shyam Sundar. Before I saw sannyas Rupa, abhi to Shyam Sundar. Now what is this? So Chaitanya Mahaprabhu said, how can I be Krishna and Radha? I am a devotee. But he is showing it to Ramananda Rai and only to Ramananda Rai, Chaitanya Mahaprabhu shows this form of Radha and Krishna. And Ramandarai says, that's because you are a pure devotee, you see Krishna everywhere. Stavara Jangama deke na deke Taramurti Sarvatra deke nicha Ishta Deva Spurti. You see your favorite Krishna everywhere. It doesn't mean I am Krishna, because Chaitanya Mahaprabhu never agreed he is Krishna, even though he is Krishna. But only to Ramandarai he shows this form, that he is the Radha and Krishna. Sri Krishna Chaitanya, Radha Krishna Nahi Anya. So this form is shown to Ramandarai. Okay. I feel don't wait to finish Srimad Bhagavatam. It has 18,000 slokas, and when are you going to finish? So start reading Chaitanya Charitamrita, or start reading these pastimes. If you read Teachings of Lord Chaitanya, it's a small book. Everything, conversation between Chaitanya Mahaprabhu and Rupa Goswami, Sanatana Goswami, everything is there. So now I lost that habit, but before I used to read so much. I used to read. I think after Jagannath coming, I hardly read. Only I somehow try to read some 10 verses every day, but it's very difficult. But before, I was like a bookworm. No? So much I was into Prabhupada's books. I still remember my workplace, my locker was full of Prabhupada's books, small books. I used to keep reading. It's nectar. Once you get the taste of reading, you can have a small group where you read Prabhupada's books. I think Deepti Mataji had it, no? Is it going on, the book reading group?
Morning 6 a.m. it is going on, Mataji. Morning 6 a.m.
6 a.m. But it's a japa time, no?
Yeah.
So some devotees are not able to join. It's a japa time. But you all can do some kind of a book reading where you meet and you read Prabhupada's book daily. Some reading has to go on. So the Chaitanya Charitamrita, I heard Radha Vallabh Mataji, she was saying that we can finish in next week, might be before Gaur Purnima. But it's better we continue, no, Shampriya Mataji? It's nice.
I'm
no?
okay, Mataji. I told her also. She said she's not available. I'm available, Mataji. I can take
Yeah,
it.
you are available. So
I
some
told
reading
Mataji
can
that we
happen.
continue.
Yeah, I can
7
just
to 8
go
I can
on
take.
reading. Yeah, something every day, half an hour, 45 minutes. If you keep reading, it really helps actually. It's for
Yes,
us
Mataji.
also, for the devotees also. We don't lose touch with them. You can continue actually. Some other
Okay, Mataji.
departments are continuing. I think you can take up. You can use
Okay.
Shaileshwari Mataji. You can all divide, and one week you can keep reading. It helps, no? Along with studying Bhagavatam, Chaitanya Charitamrita also can go hand in hand. So it is nice if you don't have to stop it. We can go on reading like a book reading club. And once you finish Chaitanya Charitamrita, then slowly go to other books, and Chaitanya Charitamrita will take time. But you are reading only the translation, no?
Yes, Mataji. You said Bengali
Ah.
verses are difficult and time taking. So we are reading
Yeah,
only
if you read
translation.
the translation, you understand the whole pastime actually. Okay, purport has to be read, but then at least start reading the translations, understand the leelas of Krishna. So it's you include Shaileshwari Mataji also, Sureshwari Mataji. So okay, you're available, Mataji.
Actually,
Sureshwari Mataji.
when I am going to mother's place, that time she will read.
No,
When
that
I'm
time,
here,
yeah. You
we will
shift
do
and book.
adjustment. Yes.
Yeah, you do adjust among themselves, yourselves, and you talk to Radhavali Mataji also. And
Yes, Mataji.
because I told initially to stop, but then I was thinking, why should we stop? We can just keep continuing. Some devotees are coming along with that, and devotees will keep adding up, and then
Yes,
keep
Mataji.
reading. It really helps. It becomes a habit. It says anything you do for 30 days, 60 days, then it becomes a habit. So you feel like reading again and again. So initially, reading alone will take a lot of effort. But if you have a group and keep reading, it's after all Prabhupada's book, no? You can just keep listening and reading. All of you can be a part of it. Include
Thank you
Giridhar
so much,
Gopal Prabhu,
Mataji.
Jayanti Mataji,
And we
all
are
of
Yes,
them.
only
Mataji.
handful of people. Whoever is free, they can say that, "No, today I'm doing, today I'm doing." So we are
Yeah.
open to everybody.
Yeah, all of them can be part of it. Like
Okay, Mataji.
Shampriya Mataji, you can include all of them. And whenever they are not available, you are there. Then when
Yes.
she's traveling, just keep reading, keep continuing that, so that it's nectar. It's actually it should not stop. Prabhupada. It's just happened. That's part of Nitai Gaur challenge, but you can continue. Okay.
Okay, ma'am.
Yes, thank you so much, Mataji. Because of you,
Hare
at least
Krishna.
whatever you told today, na,
She
Jagannath
started doing
Vajra,
so much of seva nowadays. Shamapriya, Mataji
I
is
know.
queen of seva.
all glories
I
to
thought
Aishwarya
Mataji is
Mataji and
very
Namaki
silent
Prabhu.
and reserved. I thought she is very silent and reserved. It's actually You should be grateful Sureshwari Priya Mataji. She's the one who told me about you. She recommended and said that Mataji,
Yes,
she's so
Mataji.
enthusiastic and
It's only because of
I
all the
should do.
Vaishnavas that I'm at least taking baby steps now, Mataji, coming out little.
No,
So
it shows your sincerity. You are sincerely doing your sadhana. That's why Krishna and Prabhupada and Guru Maharaj is
all
giving
Guru
you
Gauranga, Namanishta Prabhu, and your
very
mercy,
nice.
Mataji. Without that, I am nowhere. And thank you so much that today, whatever you're saying, no, ki Jagannath Mishra and Sachi Devi realized that Krishna's
She is
ancestors
remembering
were
all
not
this.
there. All this Adi Leela, when I was reading, no, Mataji, everything came to me now because only because of you, I started reading that with the devotees. Between the
Yeah,
lines, I
that's
could
what. When you
really
read with
join the dots
devotees, no,
today.
it has. And also, Mataji, it's not just reading. You take their view also. Okay, like you
Yes,
can,
definitely.
they can also add to things. You can also add like something. Like it should be a discussion also. Just reading should not help. Somewhere you can stop and then start discussion. Or the end you can discuss something.
After every
Some
10,
kind of
I'm doing
discussion.
that, Mataji. After 10, just we are running through. I'm reading and we are just discussing. Now, Mahaprabhu has gone to the banks of this thing, telling Kaishav Kashmiri.
Yeah.
Little we are reading and then going ahead, Mataji.
Because Bhagavatam here and there we would have heard and we know something of different Leelas. But Chaitanya Mahaprabhu's pastimes are always hidden. And as Gaudiya Vaishnavas, we should know more about him. Okay, today's Ekadashi, we'll stop here. All tired. We have to break the fast tomorrow. So we'll see next week. Okay, we'll continue. We'll try to finish this chapter next week. By then you can, anyway, 3rd is Gaur Purnima, 6th.
And Mataji, who will take our attendance now? If you can give
Oh.
that work to Giridhar Prabhuji, he will do it ceremoniously.
Mataji,
Yeah,
I
yeah.
spoke to
Giridhar Gop-
Rakshita Mataji, and
Prabhu?
I spoke to Rakshita Mataji. So she said she'll give me permission to create a new form because Mataji used to create every week, it seems, Mataji, new form every week. So I thought that I'll create one single Google attendance form and then share
That's
it here for
better.
next
Change
week.
the date, Prabhu. Yeah.
Yes, Mataji.
Then all the data will be in that form.
Yeah.
So from next week, now you take a screenshot?
Yes,
So that,
Mataji. Yeah.
yeah, you can get a screenshot. Next week onwards, you do it. I completely forgot. Okay.
And the marks you give us next week also will
Yeah,
know.
yeah. I'll share it. Okay. Maybe tomorrow or day after I'll share it.
Okay. We'll do.
Okay. Hare Krishna, everyone.
Hare
Vancha
Krishna.
Krishna. Kripa Siddhi Vincha Patidana Pavani Vaishnavi Vedantam Gaudiya Vaishnava Jai. Srila Prabhupada Ki Jai. Hare